Brilliant to have you on the programme. Thank you very much for taking the time and joining us. We now move over to South Asia, where at least 11 people have been killed in separate blasts in Pakistan's volatile Balochistan province, according to local officials. The violence came amid a broader anti-terrorism crackdown in the region. On Thursday, a suicide bomber targeted a convoy of paramilitary soldiers in Dasht, a remote area near Iran, killing 5 people, including 3 soldiers. The attack was claimed by the Baloch Liberation Army, a separatist group. Later that night, a second blast near the Afghan border killed 6 labourers. This comes after a deadly suicide bombing earlier this month in Quetta, which killed 15 people at a political rally. Militancy has been rising in Balochistan, a mineral-rich region bordering with Afghanistan and Iran. Now, to discuss this developing and ongoing situation in Balochistan is Major General Sudhakar. He's a senior geopolitical and strategic defence expert, and he joins us live from New Delhi. Thank you very much for joining us, Major General. It's a pleasure to have you, as always. What do these back-to-back attacks reveal to us about the current security in Balochistan?
Yeah, Thomas, good evening. Thank you for getting me to your show. As regards the question goes, my take on the whole issue is that the insurgency or the militancy in Balochistan picked up momentum post-2018, I would say. Why am I saying 2018 or say 2019? Because till 2019, Balochistan Liberation Army used to be considered as a liberation force, freedom fighters who were contesting or fighting for the liberation of Balochistan from Pakistan. It is the same Donald Trump and the same Congress of the US, those who had given the status of freedom fighters way back in 2012 by the Congress, let me tell you. And it's in 2019, the status of Baloch Liberation Army underwent change. That is simply to appease Pakistan, because USA and the Western alliances, they wanted to make a kind of a honorable and dignified exit from Afghanistan. Post the global war on terrorism, they're looking for Osama bin Laden. So after Osama bin Laden was neutralized sometime in 2011, they wanted to make a safe exit. And we all are aware as to how the USA Armed Forces exited from Afghanistan in the month of August 2021. Consequent to that, the demand of the people of Balochistan, we all know that it has got only 1.5 crores of people. It's highly density is very, very low. Secondly, it's a mineral-rich province. Thirdly, it is the largest landmass in Pakistan as on today, almost about 44% of the total landmass. And next point I have in the mind is that we should be mindful of the fact that under the circumstances of standstill agreement way back in 1948, Jinnah, he had ordered the Pakistan Army had got mobilized, and the King of Kalat had been brought, he was hijacked during broad daylight, brought to a place at gunpoint. He was made to sign the Treaty of Accession. Because at that point in time, I'm a student of geopolitics, also history. Balochistan as a nation state had a bicameral system, a parliament existing. It had a flag, it had a constitution. So it is under that kind of intimidating and threatening circumstances, the king was made to sign the document, the Treaty of Accession. That has not been forgotten by the people. So therefore, it is the legal entitlement to demand and fight for restoration of the status quo ante and get back the status or the freedom of the country Balochistan from the wrong method of Pakistan having wrested it back from them.
Yes, Major General G, thank you very much for joining us here on the programme. Pleasure to have you. Now we move on to the next story, where Turkey plans to sign a new emergency deal with the United States as it seeks to strengthen ties with Washington. These agreements are expected to include pledges to buy more US liquefied natural gas. This comes as Turkey tries to reset relations with the United States after years of strain over the purchase of Russian arms and conflicting stances on the Syrian civil war. It also follows Trump's move to pressure NATO allies like Ankara to stop buying Russian oil. Turkey has become one of the biggest importers of Russian crude, even as it supplies Ukraine with drones and artillery shells. Erdogan has refrained from sanctioning Russia and tried to broker a peace between Russia and Ukraine. Well, that is all that we have time for, but we will continue to